Hey, it's 6.5 minutes past 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. You're listening to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show. And Rob, I saw a post on the Facebook the other day that you shared.
Yes.
And I thought that sounds like a story we need to talk about on the Two Blokes Chatting radio show. Who we got?
Well, it is, Neil, and it's a story that is relevant to you and I in so many ways. We're both parents, and we both had broken marriages, if you like. So some of the parenting was from afar, and it was confusing. And I was very young, and I didn't know what to do, and I completely stuffed it up. We have a young fella in the Geelong region who has thought, well, I need a bit of help, and he's put his hand up and he's reached out to other dads and says, hey, let's talk about this dad business because it's not easy. There's no rule book. And his name's Darcy Nolan. He joined me on the front page on Monday, and he's been good enough to join us again this morning. Darcy, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, Rob, yeah, Neil, how are you guys?
Going well, thanks, mate. Thanks for joining us. Well, there's a significant proportion of the population of dads.
Yeah. It's there's a lot in the community, and there's not much support out there, definitely.
So tell us a bit about it. I know there's a Facebook page and stuff. Tell us a bit about the organisation, in inverted commas. Is there an organisation, or is it just a bit of an idea at the minute?
No, so it was. I've been thinking about it for about 2 years since I had my first boy, and it's just something that I've been thinking about over years. And my partner sort of said, well, if you're going to do it, you may as well go out. And I've just put it together just myself, and it's sort of an open forum in the sense of like anybody can give me ideas, and we will just be sort of a monthly thing that will be going forward. So there's no real organisation behind it, but that's something that I'll start to build on. So it's very, very fresh, but I just thought I'd get the ball rolling with a bit of a meet and greet tomorrow.
And the interesting point you made there is you're looking to learn, but the reality is you've had 2 years' experience already, and there might be someone who meets you tomorrow who's going to learn a lot off you.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the whole thing about it. It's open to dads of all walks of life. So whether they're dads that are expecting, grandpas who have kids, it's really open to anybody who just wants to get down and chat and ask questions about if they're raising teenagers. There's some blokes out there who might have their kids coming into that age and just have questions about how do we tackle this, or how do you cope with this, or new dads coming through saying, what do I do in the first 6 months?
And there's important things around that, and you and I are clearly probably a generation and a half, if not two apart. And if someone came up to me and said, I've got a teenage son, you were a teenager once, tell me what I should do. I've got no idea, mate, because teenagers in 1960-odd, when I was one, completely different to what teenagers have to put up with today. So a younger fellow like you who's starting up your parenting life, if a guy who's 40-odd comes to you and says, hey, mate, can you give me some help with my teenage son? You're probably, you can remember what it was like yourself, and maybe you can help him. So there's so many different ways that a little bit of advice could be an enormous difference.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just what this opens it up for. It just opens up for one thing that goes around about blokes is we don't talk enough. So this is just a really good chance to hopefully everyone there will have common ground with their kids and whatnot. So it's just a good chance to connect and just be able to talk about anything really. It doesn't have to be about parenthood either. It could be just about day-to-day life, but it just opens the floor to blokes talking and opening up a little bit.
I'm glad you used the word blokes talking, mate. We've already copyrighted blokes chatting, you understand. It's part of the deal here. And, of course, it comes with an informal ranking system, doesn't it? Yeah, in the old days, you used to have the MBE, which wasn't quite as good as an OBE, which wasn't quite as good as a CBE. Well, you got fathers, you got grandfathers, you got great-grandfathers, great-great-grandfathers. The further you work your way up, the higher the rank. You get better
at it,
yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, well, that's what this. Well, I'm pushing that one. So the event that we're talking about tomorrow, tell us a bit more about that.
So tomorrow at the Barwon Valley Fun Park, just there in Highton, it's 2:00. We'll come, gather in, and then I'll just give a little spiel on sort of what the vision is for the dads group, and then hang around with your kids, have a chat to a couple of blokes, stay as long as you want. I'll be there till about 3:30. So yeah, it's just a general catch up this first one, just so blokes get an idea of what the vision is for the group, and we can sort of have a chat and have a spitball about what blokes want out of it, really, because I'm really open to the community, the father community coming together and getting behind it, so we can really get it rolling for the future.
Now, Rob's whipped his magic wand out, which he regularly does. Let's go forward. It's now November 2029, and we're catching up. We won't still have a program, of course. We'll be run out of town by then.
Retired.
Yeah, but what does your group look like then, do you reckon?
Look, but the best thing about this is it is sort of a open book, in the sense that we can sort of go any direction we want, but like by then we would like sort of like a set sort of program, in the sense of we can have even just like weeknight, come together and have a guest speaker to come talk to the blokes that are at a pub or something, where you can have a beer, have a sit down, have a talk with blokes and listen to somebody. Or there might be family days where we have the mums and all the kids all come together as well. So it's sort of having the whole family as well. So it's really an open slather with what we can do with it, whether it's little days at the zoo or barbecues in a local park in Geelong. So it's really sort of an open book to see where it can really go. And hopefully by that point, if we can sort of have fundraising days, and especially if it lasts that far down the track, if we can have fundraising days and really get the community involved in it, I think it'd be a great thing.
And just for clarity, the Barwon Valley Fun Park, 132 Barrable Road, that's that section of Barrable Road that runs along the edge of the Barwon River between the two major bridges, the High Street James Harrison Bridge the old bridge across the Barwon, round to the Shannon Avenue Bridge. It's on that section, lovely spot, plenty of room. Darcy, I want to be really open about this. When I first read this, I had some concerns about the motivation for it, because there's been a lot of men who, in a world that's not fair, have felt they've been dealt a bitter blow, either through a family law court or a separation arrangement, or any sort of difference could motivate anger towards this. But you're in a very happy heterosexual relationship, 1.5 children, but you're still seeking advice. And this is what really caught my eye about your motivation for doing this. It is genuine, it is real, and I see it as being a huge success, because there'll be many men, fathers of all ages, listening right now thinking, gee, I wish I had that support, or I reckon I could help through my experiences here. I think this is going to be a winner, Darcy.
Yeah, look, like I have a lot of father figures in my life, and my dad's a wonderful dad to me and my sister and brothers, and I've got mates who I can really bounce off. So this is just really for all the other dads out there, and myself, because I don't think anybody gets it 100% right ever. So this is just a really good chance to, if you do have questions or worries, or if you want to share something with people, this is just a really good chance for dads to get together. It's definitely just something that I've been thinking of for the community base, that I really just want blokes to be able to connect, whether they're new people to the area. Especially, I've met a fair few blokes who have come up to me and said, I'm new to the area, I've got 2 kids, I don't really know many people. This is just a really good opportunity for people to connect and feel safe in this community in Geelong.
The established organisations around, and they might be to do with council, local government, whatever the case may be, have you done any more research to see where you might be able to reach out once you get established and find a motivation as a group, to be able to reach out to other organisations to tap into the resources that are already available? Or have you found that there is just nothing available?
Oh, there's spaces definitely available for men in the area, with like mental health sort of side of things. So I'll definitely be tapping into those things within the Geelong area. To the father side of things, there's a Facebook group on there's a group on Facebook, the Fathers of Geelong, that's been around for a while and sort of dwindled off ever since after COVID. And I found through COVID there was a little bit of support, but since then there's sort of been really nothing in the Geelong area to really target dads. And it is a growing population in Geelong, so there are more and more dads coming in who probably need the support. So we'll definitely be tapping into the mental health side of things where possible, because I think that's very important. But then, we'll sort of see where we can go with the dads group sort of thing, whether we can start some other things up and tap more into the community and into local businesses and different things like that.
I've been a dad for 30-something years, 32 years or whatever. So I'm going back a long time when I talk about when I first became a dad. And I'm absolutely hearing what you're saying. But in those days, the mothers groups that were created out of infant welfare centres, and there'd be 4 or 5 mums who would get together, almost forced into it to start with, but because they were stuck at home with a child, they looked forward to that event every week, and that was kind of, I don't know, I'm assuming that still happens, but my kid's mum, she still sees some of those people from 30 years ago, so it is a really important thing. I think the other thing that I would find difficult, and I think I found a solution. Do I really want to rock up to the Barwon Valley Fun Park tomorrow and go, hello, I don't know any of you, but I'm a dad? I reckon the way to tackle it is find a mate who's also a dad and go along together. Yeah. So worst case scenario, you've got your mate to talk to. Best case scenario, the two of you come home in a car 2 hours later having met a whole stack of new blokes.
Yeah. Yeah, and 100%. If you can get a mate and bring him down, like the more the merrier. And I think that's a great way to do it, and great way to put it, because it is hard for blokes just to rock up somewhere and say, "Hi, I'm Darcy, and I'm a new dad." Definitely, I hear what you're saying there. Yeah, so bringing your mate down, one, it gets more numbers there, and two, there's the chance that you might connect with other people because you have a mate there. You might feel more comfortable to talk. But as you said before, like the mothers groups in Geelong right now, they're a great thing and a great support for all the mums out there.
Yep.
Which is fantastic, because they definitely need it, especially going through a pregnancy and then giving birth, and they need all the support they can get. But yeah, this is just that target for the men. Because I think sometimes we get a little bit forgotten to the side there, to sort of really tap into what we can do for the dads out there.
I guess too, with the parental leave facilities now, allowing mums to stay home for a little longer and therefore be paid and not have to rush back to work. There's capacity for mums groups to be started. It's a little less easy for blokes, because they offer, I can remember really clearly when Lucy was born, of course my daughter was still is the most beautiful girl in the world, so I had the two of them at home, and I had to go to work, and you'd come home and what have I missed and all that kind of stuff. And so that, you're right, the dads can become, whereas of course they were the most important person in the family, suddenly they're the least important. There's a whole status question as well in there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the challenges that I'll need to sort of look at and see how I can adjust about it, is the dads sort of sometimes don't get the time to catch up through the week or anything like that. So where I can juggle it to make it available for as many dads at a time as I can, whether that be a Sunday afternoon or one night once the kids go to bed, that we can sort of get together and catch up or anything like that. So that's one thing that I'll need to juggle definitely going forward, is the suitable time for dads to be able to actually come and commit to catching up.
Barwon Valley Fun Park's a big place, Darcy. Lots of people are going to be there. You're going to have a little flag to fly where, if I rock up with me mate to go and have a chat to the other dads, how will I find you?
I think that's one thing that I was actually thinking about. I was thinking, how are these blokes going to find me? I'll probably have a set of balloons, I think, is the most appropriate thing.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah,
to look at, because I think the kids will go to the balloons. So I'll probably have a set of balloons sitting on one of the benches there. I'll get there early to sort of claim a little area for us to meet up.
Make them navy blue and white and you'll get some other interested people anyway.
Yeah.
I've just now got a vision of somewhere out there in Geelong, there's a family rushing about organising Sally's 5th birthday, and we'll meet you at the valley. You'll know which. We'll have balloons on our table. There'll be a whole stack of people turning up to Sally's birthday party, thinking they've turned up to Geelong Dads. Now, you make another interesting point there when you said, the kids will see the balloons and they'll come. Are the dads turning up by themselves, or are the dads bringing the kids, or are the dads bringing the mums and the kids? What's the go tomorrow? Do you want just the dads, or do you want the whole family there?
No, it's totally up to the dads. If the dads sort of want to come and try and connect, then they can come by themselves for sure. But if they want to bring their kids down to have sort of that buffer, like, more than happy to have. Like, my son will be coming down, as well as my dad will be coming down as well. So it's up to the dad whether if he wants to bring the whole family down. More than welcome. The more the merrier to find out about this dads group and what we're going to be doing going forward for sure. So it is totally up to the dads on if they want to come down by themselves to meet some blokes, or if they want to bring the kids down for a play. That's more than happy either way.
I think the other option, our demographic, I think it's fair to say there would be some dads listening to this who are granddads. Get your sons and get in the car, or your sons-in-law, and head on down to the group together. So granddad's there and the sons are there, or the sons-in-law are there. It gives you that same buffer as bringing your mate.
Exactly, yeah.
And the other reality, of course, is probably lots of dads who, for circumstances that are not ideal, are separated but do have access day, and if they've got their children with them or child, it seems like a really, really good place to go and spend an hour or so of your day tomorrow. Kicking off at what time, Darcy?
2:00.
2:00.
And it's presumably BYO anything you want to have. So there's nothing put on in terms of a barbecue or a drink, or if you want to bring anything, you bring it yourself, yeah?
Yeah, bring some snacks, bring a chair, and come down.
Can they bring a footy or a cricket bat?
Definitely.
Yeah, because
bring a footy. I'll have a kick.
You're showing off now that you're able to. Our needs a shot. But I think that the other thing is too, the best way to get dads to talk to other and mums to talk to one another, I found when I was an Auskick coach, was put the kids on the middle of the ground. They all stand around and chat while the kids are playing. And so, if your kids are going to be there and your son's going to be there and other kids are going to be there, then bring them along. Have a bit of a picnic, folks. Bring along a picnic basket and lots of red cordial. That would be the other thing I'd encourage.
Darcy, I reckon you're a star, young fella, and more than happy to continue to support what you're doing, because it's based on really good logic, sound reasoning. You're looking to help others with perhaps a motivation to help yourself a little bit as well. But we love what you're doing. Best wishes. Please keep in touch if there's any event you want to promote as this thing rolls along and gains momentum, which I'm sure it will.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Is there a Facebook page or something that people can go to if they want more info or they want to get in touch?
Yeah, I've just started up an Instagram page. I'm just in the process of sort of putting a couple of things with information. So just Geelong Dads on Instagram. And then in the coming weeks, I'll get a Facebook page sort of rolling as well.
Will that be Geelong Dads on Facebook?
Yeah, Geelong Dads on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
I don't have anything up on Facebook just yet.
No, but I reckon it'll be Geelong Dads on Facebook. I can see a pattern building.
I can too.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you there.
That's Facebook once I get that up. Yeah.
Righto, mate. Thanks for joining us this morning. All power to you. Have a great day tomorrow. Slip, slop, slap, of course, because the sun will be out. And we'll look forward to hearing what happened.
Thanks, guys.